I play the road, and the highway is our song. And every city is like the same three chords, been helping us along when the story is told. And the crowd is done and gone, shaking off the miles and trying to make it home.
What's up, guys? Formal Guy 1 here, and welcome to the first ever race for the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. NASCAR on GT Sport. This is a huge moment for us, and we are super excited to get this race out to you guys. A couple of things to note before we get started here. This league is currently looking for drivers, so if you'd like to join, please message CarFreak13 on PlayStation, and we will very quickly set up a party chat to do an interview and see if you are able to join us. There's not many things you need. You just need to be 18 years or older, and you just need to have Discord. Two easy things to have. But other than that, we are going to get racing here. A 50-lap shootout race at Blue Moon. And before we take the green flag, let's take you through the field. So starting on pole position, we have Vic Roll driving the number 24 DuPont car. And yes, this car is basically an original copy of the number 24 DuPont Rainbow Warrior car, as you can see by all the side sponsors. But one fantasy thing about this car is, you'll notice on the front, it is built with a Pontiac Grand Prix contingency package requested by the driver. A little bit of driver history for Vic Roll. He is the pace car driver for the NRL currently. He said he has a lot of race history, which I definitely believe, but I've never really seen him in a race car like this, so this is going to be fun seeing him do this for the first time. And also, he is a big pace car enthusiast. He loves everything about pace cars, and he has a sick collection. If he decides to not race in this league for points, he will definitely be a pace car driver. Starting in second place will be Lone Wolf, driving the Goodyear number 43 Camaro for Richard Petty Motorsports. This car is a complete fantasy design based off of a real-life design. I do believe it was a Bubba Wallace car, sponsored by some air conditioning company or something. But it's been completely recolored, redesigned, and applied with a Goodyear style around it. I think it turned out pretty cool. Some driver history for Lone Wolf. For the NASCAR Racing League, he's made the championship I think 3 times. He took second place in points in Season 2. He's always a top-notch competitor on the racetrack. He definitely has a few wins, I think 5 to 10, maybe more. I don't have the exact numbers. But definitely a top-notch racer and a top-notch tuner as well in the garage area. Starting in third place, we have a newer guy to the racing scene here on GT Sport. New to GT Sport, but he is definitely not a new racer. He has a long history with racing games. I'm talking a lot of Need for Speeds, almost every Need for Speed ever made. He's played some of the classic GTAs. I believe he's played every Gran Turismo game, probably back to the second one or maybe the first one. But it's Down East 16 driving the number 17 Down East Foods Mustang. And the thing that's cool is Down East Food Distributors, the sponsor on his car, is actually the place he works at in real life. I was told that, and then we were able to get him a really slick-looking car using actually one of his company logos on the quarter panel there. Really fun to have him joining us, and he is actually a co-founder of this league, so this is going to be one of the first times seeing him race on the track with us. And being a co-founder, he's going to really help get this league in motion and help set up some of the ruling and stuff, so always a great time to have him race with us. And bringing up the tail end of the field, now this is going to look weird on this video, but when we did this race at Blue Moon, we actually were tossing around league name ideas, and at the time, instead of being the NFRL, we were actually calling it the NWE, which stood for NASCAR Weekly Exhibitions. I wasn't expecting it to get such a huge following that it has, and I say huge because the first race we did at Blue Moon, we actually had 2 or 3 people join the lobby and watch, and then request joining. So this is the actual car he will be driving in today's race, using the NWE labeling, but every race going forward we will obviously be using the NFRL car. But some quick driving history for the 14 driver. He has 27 total wins in the NASCAR Racing League, Season 2 title champion. Obviously a very experienced driver on the racetrack, not so much in the garage, but that hasn't been enough to keep him out of victory lane quite a few times. And that is our field of drivers today, and I must say a huge thank you to Vic Roll and Lone Wolf, because they probably will not be racing in this league for points if we start a points system in this league because of obligations they have in the NRL, but I very much appreciate them joining us to help set up this league for non-points racing. And I haven't raced with these guys since my time in the NRL, so it's very cool to be back on track with them. But here we go. We're coming down to the green flag, and very exciting to see Vic here on the pole position driving this sick-looking 24 Rainbow car. Haven't really seen him race a race car except driving his pace car on track, so this is going to be very new to me and everybody else to see. And we are green. We are racing in the NFRL. Lone's going to get a decent restart, but Vic's actually going to carry the power on the inside. 3, 2, 1. Vic really sideways. Wow, he's going to get into the wall, but he will save it. Some action already out of turn 1 for this race. And Lone Wolf is going to take the lead, driving that Fantasy 43 Goodyear car. And since we bring up Fantasy, that is what this league is all about. Fantasy being you can race a Fantasy NASCAR. It can be a NASCAR sponsored by just about anything. It can have any number you want. Race for just about any NASCAR team that you want. So the possibilities are endless. And as they come around to the start-finish line, Lone Wolf will lead lap 1. Car Freak's going to get a run on the inside. They're side by side for the lead going into turn 1 on lap 2. Down East is right there behind them trying to close in since they're really racing each other for the lead. Car Freak's going to power off the outside. He's going to take the lead. And as we mentioned in the through the field portion of this, we are not the NWE, we are the NFRL now. But when this race was happening, we were actually the NWE, so that's why that car is labeled that way. Lone Wolf once again trying that outside line, but Down East is going to follow Car Freak to the inside, side by side for the lead through turn 3. Look at that power by Lone Wolf on the outside. He's going to be able to hold the lead from Car Freak. And here's the thing, as I've been told, the NRL has just completed Season 4, and I will not spoil anything because I'm not sure what they're doing over there for YouTube at the moment. But I heard it was a great season, and with them being in the off season, maybe we can get some partnership or something going with this league and that league. It would be really cool because I always love doing stuff for that league and YouTube and stuff. And now that Lone has the lead, they're actually getting a little bit single file here, which might give Vic back there on the 24 an opportunity to catch up a little bit. Here comes Down East. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to try it with Car Freak in tow, but Lone Wolf once again just power on that outside. Clearly his car right now is tuned for that outside line. And here's the thing, with this league being my league, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently with these race replays. Not doing stuff that I wouldn't do in the NRL, but I feel a little bit more able to do things that I'm going to be doing with these replays. More detailed stuff, just more effects, just having some fun with it. So here's the thing I will announce now. If we do get enough drivers to race for points, there will not be an official prize for the Season 1 winner, but it's basically going to be a tester season, and we're going to use the results from Season 1 to really shape how we do things for Season 2. And then Season 2 will have a prize. It could be a gift card for something, PSN, Amazon, etc. It could be just a prize item like a NASCAR hat for your favorite driver, you know, something along the lines. We'll look into all of that as we go forward. Car Freak's going to try the inside once again, and he's going to fail once again. Lone Wolf is quickly establishing the outside line as the preferred line, apparently. Here comes Down East. He's going to give a little push to Car Freak, but he's going to return that push right back to Lone Wolf. And this is just so cool seeing these guys race again. It's been an incredibly long time since we've seen these guys racing on the racetrack. Down East trying to see if he can get a run on the inside of Car Freak. He won't do it as Car Freak's actually going to try that outside line strategy. He has a run on Lone. He's going to the inside. Can he make it work? Probably the 5th attempt on the inside. Oh, he's going to do it this time. Lone could not power down to do the crossover, and Car Freak's going to go to the lead. But now Down East is going to give Lone a push. He might be able to pass him back. There he goes, once again to the lead. Down East almost got into Car Freak. That was really close. And again, it has been a long time since these drivers have raced together. And once we have our first caution, if we even have a caution, this might go green the whole way. We have a scheduled competition caution on lap 15, I do believe. And whenever we get to that, we're going to explain some more things about this league. Here we go, all three of these top three really battling for this lead. Down East is going to try to go to the lead. He will hold it, and Car Freak's going to settle in behind him. Lone Wolf all by himself on the outside, but his car clearly has enough speed to stay out there. Car Freak goes to the inside for the lead. Down East opened the door just a little bit. He shoots way to the outside, really loosen that Mustang. Now Car Freak goes to the lead, but once again, no, Lone's going to go back to the lead. He might be able to keep it in that outside line, too. Oh, Car Freak tried to squeeze in line there, but couldn't get in front of the 17. It's really fun seeing these drivers on track again because all of these guys have such great racing experience. And even though the 24 is not up here, he will be later, I assure you. Because that 24 has a lot of power. We ran some practice laps here, and Vic was right up there with lap times with these other drivers. You see on the right side of your screen the lap time counter. It appears that Lone currently has the fastest lap on the racetrack with a 44.6. And I do believe Lone almost got clipped into the wall by Down East. That was really close. Coming out of 3, once again, Lone just powering to the start-finish line. If this is a sign of things to come, he's going to clinch most laps led by like halfway through the race. Car Freak is once again trying the inside. Can he make it stick? Actually, wow, he got the power down that time. Okay. 14 car showing he still has some steam under that hood. Although Lone once again has that outside power, and he will get to him by turn 2. Now that is something I've never seen. I've never seen the outside 3 wide. Never mind what I'm saying. 3 wide for the lead. Down East trying the inside, doesn't work. Lone Wolf tries the outside, and that will work once again. And within 1 corner, from 3 wide to single file, 3 cars deep. Big push from Car Freak going into turn 1. You see Lone, he seems to never go more inside than the second lane up. Big hit from Lone Wolf there to Car Freak. And from that hit, it looks like Car Freak's going to take over the lead. And as these cars head through turn 2, obviously Car Freak got a huge run out of that corner. And again, with these fantasy cars, you can really see just about anything out on this racetrack. As for the first time, Car Freak's going to try the outside. And the one time that he does, Lone Wolf shows you how to use the inside. How fitting. So Car Freak left the NRL probably, I think, in the middle of Season 3. And with Season 4 now completed, Lone Wolf has had more than an entire season racing these cars than Car Freak has. And clearly that is showing because Lone Wolf is schooling Car Freak right now. Every single corner. Car Freak might have good drive in, but Lone Wolf powers off. That's crazy. And as we get closer to this competition caution, you can obviously see 3rd and 4th place is really going to like that because Down East has fallen off of the pace. Bumper to bumper for the lead. Car Freak tries the inside. Can he get it to work? Oh, just barely. That was dangerous. If he had been going just a little bit slower, that would have been clipped into the wall. That would have been really bad. And while this battle continues to happen for the lead, we're going to look back at Vic right now, driving this 24 car. And this is so cool to have him here because I asked him if he wanted to race with us. And obviously him being a priority pace car driver, I wasn't sure how much experience he had in these cars. And he really doesn't have much in these cars, but he has a lot of experience with cars in general. So obviously it's really no problem for him just to get behind the wheel of one of these cars and take him for a spin. I really hope he does good today. Once we reshape this field with this competition caution, he's going to be right back up with these guys. As we look back up at the lead, Car Freak still has the lead, but Lone Wolf is going to try to dive on the inside. Lone Wolf goes back to the lead. Can he hold the power? Yes, he will. We're going to have, might be a record number of lead changes for this short of a race. As you can see in the top left there, we are doing 50 laps. It says 51 because we did a pace lap to start, but 50 laps of Blue Moon, and obviously if we do a points system, the races will be much longer than just this. But these shootout races, we're going to keep them just a little bit shorter, although longer races do ensure that we get a little more experience out there with these race cars. Down East sideways, coming out of 3, and he is around. That is a caution. Rules for this track states that if a single car wreck happens, if he is completely around, that will bring out a yellow, and that is a yellow flag. And he will go into the pits. Now trust me, normally if it was a points race, we would not allow pit stops while the yellow was being shown, but I think it was kind of an accident that he went in there, so we're just going to allow it this one time. But yeah, that is our first caution of this race, and that will actually count for the competition yellow, I am being told. Alright, so pit cycle has completed, and funny enough, Vic was the first car to come out of the pits because only the back 3 pitted, since Down East already did. But since we are under this caution, I will explain that with the upcoming point system possibly happening, the schedule is going to be very similar to real life, except it's going to be a little bit less on the race count. So obviously we're not going to have a round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, round of 4 for playoffs. We're more than likely going to have a round of 8 and then a round of 4. Although if we have enough drivers, I wouldn't mind doing a round of 8, then maybe a round of 6, and then a round of 4 just to keep things interesting. But I'm thinking regular season will probably be 10 to 15 races. If we have a lot of drivers, I might even up it to somewhere between 15 and 20. And then obviously the playoff races will depend on how many rounds we do with how many drivers. But all of this is still being talked about with the other co-founder of this league, and with this being a NASCAR Fantasy League, trust me, the point system will not be fantasy. It will match the real-life point system currently to a T. So with that being said, we are now in the restart zone. Down East is your control car, and he's going to get a great restart coming off of the line. Car Freak tried to give the 24 a push, but the 24 did not get going whatsoever. Vic to the outside of turn 1. Down East going to try to hold the line sideways. He will save it somehow. And boy, does this look like a classic Talladega race, 2x2. Vic trying to push Down East on the outside, but Lone Wolf's going to get a big push from Car Freak on the inside. Little disclaimer too, obviously, all of these sponsors on these cars, they're not actual sponsors. Nobody's paying us to be sponsored on our cars or whatever. We're just running sponsors that we would love to show on our cars. And some sponsors just fit some color schemes. Like for that 43 car, we all decided that Goodyear just, with that idea for a race car, Goodyear fit that really well. Yeah, just, oh, Down East is going to get into Car Freak. He is sideways. What a save is right. That was a crazy save. He was super sideways coming out of 1. I think the 17 got into him. They are actually going to slow the cars down and regroup because they want to get Car Freak back in the mix with this, but we're going to relook at that to see what happened. As we look from the hood of the 24, he was behind this, and he actually got clipped. He made a big save too, but here we see this. Down East was trying to hold his car, and it just got away from him, gets into the 14. 14 kind of clipped the 24, and then you see Car Freak there. Completely slideways, going left and right, gets into the wall a little bit. And then he was somehow able just to drive away from that. That was insane. Alright, so again, with this being a shootout race with no points obligations, everybody here is being extremely friendly and courteous of other drivers here, so they all slowed down a little bit and let Car Freak catch back up. And now you see they're going full steam again, all single file and with each other. Lone Wolf is going to have a big lead coming out of 1 yet again. Vic is going to try to power his way on the outside coming out of 1, and Car Freak's going to try to follow that 24 doing so. It's a crazy save by that 14. He should have been head on into the wall, but somehow he just slid his way through it and saved it. Vic is going to try to get a run on the outside. He will. What a push from that 14. And look at this. The pace car enthusiast and driver for the NRL is now leading this race for the NFRL. And yeah, he will lead a lap. Vic in that 24 car leads lap 19. Great sight to see. Again, I'm so happy a few of these NRL guys came over to drive with us. Vic is going to get into the wall, coming out of 1. He's going to slow way down. Lone gets into Car Freak. And somehow nobody just almost died there. Car Freak goes to the lead. Now Down East is going to actually go to the lead on the outside lane. Side by side. Can Down East power his way? You see that momentum, and here comes Lone Wolf. He's going to push him. Carford to the inside, almost 3 wide for the lead. Down East in the preferred position here. He's going to give him a push from Lone. And no, Lone's going to try to go to the lead, but Down East will lead that lap. This might get a little funny if we race for points, but obviously his name is Down East, and his car is sponsored by Down East. That's going to be kind of weird. Either way, still funny. As we see here, Lone Wolf trying to hold off the 17 to the lead. Car Freak gets a big push from Vic, and I do believe, yeah, they are 3 wide once again through turn 2. Beating and banging off each other. Oh, Vic is sideways. Can he save it? Sideways! Spinning around. That will be a caution. He gets into the wall. Still sliding, trying to save that car from going into the wall a second time. Caution is out on the racetrack once again. We'll have to look back and see what happened because I'm not really sure. Alright, we are spectating the hood view of the 24 car, the car that just spun out. You see here, Car Freak gets a big run on the outside, and they are 3 wide for the lead. 17 gets wicked loose. Oh, it looks like he tried to actually... It looked like Vic tried to make it 4 wide, because there was a slight opening between the 17 and 14, and when he tried to get there, it closed up instantly. Took the air off the spoiler of the 14, and that just caused a disruption for the 24's draft, and around he went. He might have even scraped the quarter panel of the 14 a little bit there. Okay, so something we did in the NRL videos that I always had fun doing. Again, nobody is being actually sponsored in these videos. Nobody's paying us to be sponsored. We just love doing funny things with these sponsors because it's always cool to just show somebody's brand. It's really fun to do. So, since we are under caution, here's a quick word from Farmers Insurance.
Rooftop parking. And we covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
And that was a quick word from Farmers Insurance. We love doing these little bits here. As we get set for the restart, a pit cycle just happened, and the only car that did not pit was Down East. So it looks like he might be the only car not on fresh tires, but he is the control car for this restart. We are nearing the halfway point. Carpy's going to try to push Down East on the outside. 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the lead. Down East just slowed way down. He did not want to be in that situation as Car Freak's going to go to the lead here. Lone's going to try to stay in the draft with him. Vic is falling off the pace a little bit, as well as Down East. You see Lone, he just gravitates towards that outside lane. He has so much speed in those lanes. Clearly here, he's going to try to take the lead from Car Freak out of turn 2. Oh, he gets really loose into the wall there. Somehow he holds it, though. That's going to help get everybody grouped back up together. Single file down the front straightaway there, going into turn 1. See Vic on the inside. Dangerous move for Vic, and that 24 almost put the 43 into the wall. Here he comes on the inside for the lead. See if he can get there. Down East is he's gonna go to the inside. He's gonna make it 3 wide. He just did that. 3 wide for the second place, not the lead. But Car Freak doesn't know which lane to block. Down East has a run on the inside, but Car Freak has Lone pushing him on the outside. Dives to the inside. 4 lanes. Car Freak went from the top to the bottom and almost got clipped 2 or 3 times there. Coming across the start-finish line. Halfway point is next time by. Car Freak has the outside, but Lone is going to see if he can school him again to teach him how to use the inside to pass. Looks like, oh, he almost did, but there comes that run on the outside. It's going to be really interesting to see as these laps start to wind down to the end which lanes these drivers prefer. I think on our YouTube channel there's 3 or 4 races at this racetrack from the NRL. And if I remember correctly, a driver by the name of KC, he drove the 42 car, he was always the outside guy. Very fitting as he was driving Kyle Larson's 42 car, because Kyle Larson is an outside guy on all these racetracks. KC was almost untouchable in those outside lanes, and Lone is proving that to be his suit today. Vic really wiggly out of turn 1. He is going to save it. Again, what a save is right. That's insane. Side by side for second place as Car Freak's going to get a humongous lead. Look at the gap between him and second place. But again, these cars being side by side, that's not helping their cases to try to catch Car Freak. And as we say that, Lone goes into the wall. Down East tries to make it 3 wide for second place. He will. 3 wide for second place. And there's only one driver that loves seeing that. That's our leader. Still 3 wide down the entire front straightaway. Down East is going to get the power off that Vic. His car is really unstable right now. You see him jerking that wheel left, right, just trying to keep it straight. He's still going to stay in the draft, but that thing looks really unstable. And since we have a great battle going on here, we are going to give you an NFRL Crank It Up. And as the drivers come across the start-finish line there to complete lap 29 of green flag, Car Freak continues to hold this lead somehow. I think the main reason for that is he's able to run really good lap times because he has nobody around him, and none of those drivers back in the other 3 have really worked a draft to try to catch Car Freak. But that should change quickly because once those drivers back there get lined up to draft, Car Freak's going to be dead in the water. You see Vic trying that very thing, seeing if he can give Lone Wolf a push. These 2 drivers working together is kind of what you'd expect because they're both current NRL members. And in Season 4, I was told, again, not to spoil anything, but Lone Wolf missed the Championship 4 by, I think, 1 race. Like, it was an extremely close playoff battle. I don't want to disclose information about that, but he just barely missed the Championship 4 after making it for all 3 of the prior seasons. And again, today he's just showing a lot of great talent behind that wheel. And again, I would love to see not only these 2 drivers from the NRL race in this league, but I open the door officially to anybody else in the NRL if they are able to want to race in my league. I mean, Flutter, KC, BZ, all the people you've seen in the other NRL videos on this channel. The door is open. If y'all want to join, please do so. I would love to see y'all race with us. Coming through turn 1, Vic is all the way up on the wall. Holy crap. You saw no sparks fly, so he stayed off of it, but he was only about an inch away from it. Holy crap. See that run? He's going to suck right up to Lone Wolf's rear bumper, giving him a push. As you look on the track display on the top right, Car Freak has basically still maintained that gap. You can see it there on the racetrack. I don't know how he's holding that big of a gap when these cars should be able to catch up to him pretty easily. But then again, these 3 are racing pretty competitively. Laps are starting to wind down here as we just passed halfway a little bit ago. It's going to be so fun to race for points. And again, we're not going to do that unless we get enough people And again, if you want to join this league, please, by all means, message CarFreak13 and we will very quickly set up a party chat interview for you to see if you can join us. Again, you must be 18 years or older and you need to have Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, it's used by a lot of gamers, not just gamers, but just people for social platforms. It's just basically a server, social media kind of thing where there's servers you join, then you can have text chat channels and voice chat channels, and that's what we're going to be using to do these races so we can all communicate easy. A party chat's one thing to do, but if you have the maximum number of 16 people in a party chat to fill this race lobby, it sometimes lags. And Discord does not lag anywhere near as much as PlayStation does, so that's why we prefer to use Discord. And as we're talking about that, somehow the gap between first and second is no longer there. Not really sure if something happened to CarFreak, but instantly he no longer has that humongous lead. I do believe when they cross the start-finish line here, there will be 15 laps to go. Again, this race could go green the rest of the way, so we could have one heck of a shootout. And here comes Lone Wolf on the inside for the lead. I think they got into each other right there. Not really sure. It looked like it. Lone Wolf, CarFreak, and it looks like down east. Oh! They all three get into the wall, and behind that, Vic slides out of one. CarFreak's going to hold the lead for now, and down east falls off the pace. He must have got into the wall harder than anybody else. Oh, and a big announcement at the end of this race. Stay tuned for that. A big announcement of something we have coming soon on this channel with this league. It's going to be really fun to do, and I can't wait to get that video cranked out, but we'll have more info on that later as Lone is sideways into the wall. Spinning out of 3. Vic almost gets into him, and that will bring out another caution. Wow. He didn't hit the wall too hard, but that was a huge spin. As the yellow flag is out, we're going to take a look back and see what happened with that wreck. Alright, we're going to show you rear roof camera from CarFreak's car. As we're looking back here, Down East has a run on the inside. Lone got super slow, and Down East clipped him just a little bit. Lone Wolf was not able to save it. Spins, it goes into the wall. Not really sure what happened. I think Lone Wolf had too much power into the corner. We'll show it to you from another angle. We'll look at both the front and rear roof cameras from the 17. So Lone's carrying his speed, but then all of a sudden he gets really slow. Down East was not prepared for that, gets into him. 17 almost spun, but then Lone Wolf took the worst of it. Well, as these laps wind down, that's going to throw a humongous wrench into these guys' race strategies. Coming out of turn 3 on the front straightaway, these cars are getting ready to go back green. Another pit cycle just happened, and funny enough, Lone Wolf pitting from last after that little crash. He comes out first, and now he's the control car for this restart. Green flag is in the air. Laps winding down here at Blue Moon for the NFRL. CarFreak dove in front of the 17 because he did not get going on the outside. Wow, he basically slowed the 17 down and then reclaimed the top lane. Lone is sideways. I think almost everybody got sideways out of that turn. Fresh tires, need to get a little heat in them to get a little more grip. CarFreak's going to have the run on the inside somehow. I think it's because everybody lost grip out of that corner. Once again, Down East and Vic a little bit off pace, but they're going to stay bumper to bumper and try to stay with these leaders. See if CarFreak tries the outside line here. Going to go to the second lane from the top and look at that run. Giving Lone a little taste of his own medicine there. See that flag holder? He's not holding that yellow, he's holding that checkered. He's ready to show the first official winner of the NFRL. Lone gets into the wall, really slow out of 1. He's going to fall to last place. And again, we say first official winner. It's not really official because we're not doing a points race, but it's, hey, it's still a winner of a race. There's enough race knowledge with these drivers that it's definitely a lot of competition. And CarFreak and Down East up here, the top two, they've been friends for many, many years, racing together on a lot of different video games. Kind of cool to see these guys joining together and forming this league. Now, CarFreak's going to be running most of this league. However, Down East is definitely going to help him out with certain things. Coming out of turn 1, they're going to stay single file. Nobody getting much of a run to pass anybody. When we cross the start-finish line this time, there will be 10 laps to go. You see Vic trying to push down east, give him a little bit of a run to try to pass Car Freak. He might do it here. No! Car Freak's going to defend that inside and keep the 17 behind him. Side by side, Vic is out of line. Vic is out of line, but he's trying to make his own room as he's going to literally put Lone Wolf into the wall. Hey, you know what? Pace car driver, my foot. He is a racer for sure. As he does get a little sideways out of one, but nonetheless. And again, going forward, we have a few more races we'll be bringing to this channel soon. And in one of them, Vic is going to return to his role as pace car driver. And we will definitely show that in all of its glory. Because as we all put a lot of work into our NASCAR designs for this game, he puts so much work into his pace cars. Some of my favorites are some of his genuine pace car reproductions. So he has, I think, a 69 Camaro pace car from back in the day. He has some Brickyard 400 pace car redesigns, as they are 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide in turn 1 is really dangerous, as Car Freak's going to try to outpower Lone on the outside, and he will. Lone was wicked squirrely coming out of that. Oh, the laps are winding down, can you tell? These drivers starting to race with everything they got. Another thing, we have special tunes that we use for these racetracks. So if you're a little bit slower than us and you don't have our tune, we will be more than willing to give you our tune so you can keep up with us and keep things competitive. We have special tunes for this track, Northern Isle, and Route X, all of the big ovals of this game. And here's the thing, the NRL likes to do their opening race and the Clash at Route X. I think for this league, we're going to do that at this racetrack. Because as good as Route X is, it's still just a really humongous oval with not much action. This racetrack has a lot of action like you see at Daytona. And also, we can kind of copy the current season where they went to Daytona and then the Daytona road course immediately after. As they are 3 wide, they were for a second there. Car Freak gets into Lone, they almost spin out, somehow they hold it. Vic has fallen way off of the pace as Car Freak is going to push down east to lead that lap. Laps are winding down very quickly. 3 wide for the lead once again. Vic's not worrying much. The way these guys are driving, we'll have another caution soon. Car Freak gets hooked up with Lone, but now Lone's going to go to the inside and bring the 17. No, Car Freak's going to go right with Lone. Great move there for both of those cars to switch lanes. Down East just going to stay on Car Freak's bumper. Car Freak's going to get a run on the inside of Lone. We've seen this before, haven't we? Side by side once again, but once again, Lone is going to power his way on that outside lane. If you watch the replay of this race, you can just watch the telemetry of the 43 car, and he's going to have the outside line for pretty much every lap. And he has run some of the fastest laps today. Car Freak almost sandwiched the 43 into the wall. Car Freak's trying to stay up. I don't know what happened to Down East, but he is way off the pace back there. Gonna see if something's wrong with his car, not really sure. And just to quickly go over the fantasy part of this league again, it's just gonna be so fun. Because when I say fantasy, you can literally have anything you want. So you can have... So the 24 car is driven for Hendrick Motorsports. You could have a 24 car sponsored by Wendy's that drives for Roush Fenway. You could have some wicked combination like that. The combinations are endless, and it's going to be really fun to get this league rolling once we do. And again, until we get enough people to actually do points races, we're still doing shootout races like this. So you can join us, and if you're approved, you can join us for a shootout race like this and really get a feel for things before we jump into a season. Once they cross the start-finish line here, there are just 4 laps to go in this first race of the NFRL. Been a lot of great racing, a lot of near saves, a lot of actual saves. As we look at Vic back here, he's crossing the line. Vic has been really competitive today, but he's just fallen off the pace a lot. But he's still trying to hunt his way back up to the top. Coming around turn 1, and he will go around. As we say that, 24 car is around. And that will not be a green-white checker. That will just be a caution. They will go green with a couple laps to go. Wow. What timing that was, but he just got straight loose, just all by himself out of turn 1. We've noted a couple of times, his car seems a little bit unstable, but I think it's come to him a little bit more as this race has progressed. We will officially have a pit road cycle, and we will get these cars stacked up for the restart. Cars are coming around turn 3 for the start of these last 2 laps. Car Freak is your control car after they had a magnificent pit stop to get him out to the lead. And green flag is out. Car Freak is your control car, and he will get a great restart shooting out in front. Vic didn't get going at the start, but here he comes, drafting off of that 14. He's going to go to second. Coming out of 1, Car Freak on the outside. Lone and Car Freak both really loose. And look at Vic. Here he comes to the outside. Vic in that 24 car to the lead. One of the very few times he's raced in cars like this on this racetrack, and now he's going to go to the lead. The pace car driver from the NRL leads this league right now at Blue Moon. Down East going to the inside. The white flag is this time 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Car Freak to the inside. Car Freak's going to hold it. They are almost 3 wide again. And no, Vic is right there. Vic goes back to the lead. White flag in the air. Lone's going to give him another shot going into 1. Can Vic pull this off? He was in the back of... Oh, he gets into the wall. He will slow down a little bit, but don't forget, Lone Wolf is right there behind him. Lone Wolf actually falls off of the pace, but Down East is going to stay on Vic's bumper. Around turn 2, everybody's staying right in line. Vic is a little bit squirrely, but he's trying to get a run. Here it comes to the outside. Side by side for the lead with 1 turn to go. Down East trying to get there, can't get there. Coming down to the start-finish line. Can Vic get there? And it is Car Freak. Car Freak wins it by inches. By mere inches over Vic. Car Freak driving the league-sponsored car. Now the wrong league-sponsored car. But he will win today's race. The first race for the NFRL. Only won over Vic by a couple hundredths of a second. That was really close. Well, that's a big story for today's race. The fact that Vic literally hopped out of his pace car, hopped into a race car, and really gave these top-notch racers a run for their money. And with this cool-down lap, all the drivers will be driving back to pit lane. Amazing to see all these drivers back. And again, a huge thank you to Vic and Lone for joining us during the NRL's off-season. Really appreciate that. They all put up one heck of a fight, but they all came up just a little short to this guy. You heard at the top, 27 NRL victories, Season 2 champion, basically coming out of a long drought of not racing, and he will get the win today for the NFRL race at Blue Moon. Gonna burn it down for this crowd here today. Great win for this 14 team. And now the news I have to share with you all. While Car Freak burns it down on the front straightaway, the next race that we show you will be a 2-car shootout race in the rain. We are taking NASCAR to the rain at Red Bull Ring. Car Freak and Down East have agreed to do a little exhibition shootout race to see how it would go. A little test race for this league to see if we can race there later in the season. But a huge, huge thank you to everybody out there who watches these NASCAR videos on my channel. I really appreciate it. You guys have gotten the Blue Moon 250 video up to over 7,000 views, I believe, last time I checked. And it continues to climb. I'll link to that video, I'll link to some of our NRL stuff, and I'll link to everything on this channel. I also made a video going over this league a little bit. It's not much, but it just describes some of the stuff that we'll be doing in this league. And obviously these races finished, so they're going to finish this little 2-lapper we did just to show the ending race.
Saved by the keeper.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, the Blue Moon 250 video was a random idea I had. I had no idea it would get to that many views after I posted it. And again, this league is open. If you would like to race with us, please message CarFreak13 on PlayStation, and we will schedule you a party chat interview to join this league. This has been the NFRL NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you saw, and if you want to see more content, and switch that notification bell on to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. And also check the description to get links to all sorts of stuff, including our NASCAR playlist and playlists to funny moments across many other video games. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one.